Good evening, fellow members of the Jewish Community Center of Buffalo, and welcome to our 76th annual meeting. My name is Carrie Rich, and it is my honor to call this meeting to order. It's a wonderful night to bring our community together, and I have the honor of being the MC for the third year. Yeah! Thank you. I didn't see that in the fine print. So with that being said, I thought I'd be a pro, but the nerves are still fresh. There's something about a room of Jewish mothers, I think, that really gets me. Anyways, my old camp director, Miss Betsy, who took care of me at Lakeland for some of my years there and now takes care of my 3 children, has been an inspiration and my safety touch point tonight. So if she can do all of that, I can do this. So this evening we have a very exciting agenda. We'll hear reports from the Foundation of Jewish Philanthropies, the Buffalo Jewish Federation, our JCC Board President, Sheryl Schechter, and our Chief Executive Officer, Patty Simonson. In addition, we're pleased to welcome Rion Kweller and his family. I think I saw you over there. Oh, it's very dark out there. As a recipient of the 2026 Kushner Award. It's going to be an exciting night, and we'll start it off with Rabbi Sarah Rich, leading us in our Devar Torah.
Sounds like I have to make it an exciting Devar Torah. See what I can do. So we gather tonight to celebrate the JCC and to show our gratitude to its leadership and volunteers. And in our Torah portion this week, Korach, God gives Aaron a charge, a talking to of sorts, about the responsibilities of the priests and the ways that they will cooperate and work together with the Levites for their temple service. In these instructions, God says to Aaron, Avodat matana etain et kahunatchem. I make your priesthood a service of matana. A matana is a gift. But what does that mean? Who is the giver and who is the receiver of this gift? And our commentators have puzzled for generations over what exactly this means. The medieval commentator Rashi says that this gift is to the priests. After all, it is a privilege that they hold uniquely to serve in the temple, and the community is responsible for taking care of them in return for this, and that's a pretty nice deal for them. But the 19th century German Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch, he says the opposite, that the priests are giving a gift through their service, that their matana is to serve the community's spiritual needs. Well, it's both, right? We can say that. We're Jewish. We can, have all the different answers be valid. So, whether it's our Jewish, our JCC leadership or anyone who has served on a volunteer board, we know that both of these are true. That when we volunteer, we give the gift of our time and our skills and our resources because we have dedicated ourselves to a cause that we believe in. But we also know that when we serve, we receive a gift in return. I believe I am starting year 9 of my JCC board service. And through my role, I have deepened my connection to this wonderful organization. I have gotten to know incredible people who inspire me with their dedication, and I feel at home here in a way that I definitely did not when I started on the board 8 years ago. So my blessing to all who serve is that you will be generous in the gift that you're giving to the JCC and that you will feel equally rewarded through your service to the organization. I hope this will be a gift that we all can treasure. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will.
Thank you, Rabbi, for that reflection. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Craig Small, Board President for the Foundation of Jewish Philanthropies, who will update us on the foundation. Please join me in welcoming Craig.
Good evening. On behalf of the Foundation for Jewish Philanthropies, I'm pleased to congratulate the Jewish Community Center on another successful year and to recognize the leadership that continues to move this important institution forward. I especially want to acknowledge our dear friends, Sheryl and Patty. Their leadership, dedication, and commitment helps ensure that the JCC remains responsive to the needs of our community while continuing to grow and thrive. Sheryl and Patty, thank you for all you do and for the spirit of partnership you bring to this important work. Where are you? Thank you. Hi, guys. Thank you. Hi. Thank you, guys. And congratulations as well to the JCC's new board members, Jordan, Shai, Deborah, and David. By agreeing to serve, you are taking on more than a governance role. You're becoming stewards of an institution that brings people together across generations through education, recreation, culture, wellness, and Jewish community life. Your time, judgment, and commitment will make a real difference. I also want to congratulate my fellow Foundation for Jewish Philanthropies board member, Rion Kweller. I want to congratulate you, Ryan, on receiving this year's Special Kushner Service Award. I knew Ralph Kushner, and I remember how kind and generous he was. Ryan, this recognition reflects not only what you have accomplished, but the generosity, leadership, and dedication you have shown to the JCC and our broader community. We are grateful for your example. It's a privilege to serve alongside you and to witness firsthand your commitment to strengthening Jewish Buffalo. This recognition is richly deserved, and we celebrate it with great pride. The Foundation for Jewish Philanthropies is a proud partner of the JCC. More than that, we consider the JCC family, and family means being there for one another. The Foundation is always willing to offer support, provide guidance, and assist in any way that we can. Our mission at the Foundation is to help individuals and families turn their charitable visions and goals into meaningful and lasting impacts. Through donor-advised funds, endowments, legacy gifts, and other philanthropic strategies, we help donors support the organizations and causes that matter to them most. The JCC is certainly one of them. That's why the Shaping Futures campaign is so important. Support for the campaign helps the JCC meet its most critical needs, sustain essential programs, expand access, support families, and remain a vibrant and welcoming place for our entire community. Gifts of every size matter, and every contribution helps the JCC ensure that it can continue its vital work today and well into the future. The JCC is more than a building and a collection of programs. It's a place where community is created, relationships are formed, Jewish life is experienced. Our foundation is and will continue to be a cheerleader and a fan of the JCC's continued growth and development. Congratulations to everyone who contributes to making the JCC a vibrant center for our community. The Foundation looks forward to continuing our partnership and helping donors invest in the JCC of the future. Thank you, and Mazel Tov.
Thank you, Craig, and thank you to the Foundation for your partnership. And now I'd like to introduce Blaine Schwartz, Board President of the Buffalo Jewish Federation, who will give an update on the Federation's activities. Please join me in welcoming Blaine.
Hi. I absolutely hate following my good friend Craig because he always says half of what I have on my sheet of paper, and I don't want to reiterate what he said, except I do want to congratulate Ryan. We've been friends for many years, and I also want to tell you really the only reason I'm here is because I found out that my friend Chef Sheryl actually baked some cakes and is going to be cutting them up after this event. So I'm really thrilled about that. So thanks. I'm just going to rip this up, Craig, and start over again. They do. We even dress alike a lot of times when we go out. That's pretty scary. So when I was a little kid, I would take the number 11 Colvin bus downtown to the Jewish Center on Delaware Avenue. In those days, there was only one building. And this was the centerpiece of my social life and the social life of my friends. From the dark room where we actually developed photos because there were no digital cameras in those days. And I hate to tell Patty this, but the center wouldn't spring for a color developing system, so we had to use our black and white. And in those days, after we'd go up to the dark room and hang out with our friends, we'd go down to what was called the Tween Lounge. And in those days, local radio DJs would show up and they would play records, and we would dance for hours and hours, and it was just so much fun. But while times have changed, what has remained constant is the Buffalo Jewish Federation's continuing dedication to the JCC. You know, it's been a pleasure to work with Patty and Mark, whom I've known for many, many years, and their team and the lay leadership, with Sheryl and my friends on the JCC board. You know, this community is just so incestuous. We have so many good friends that we work with on these different boards and with our different organizations. But our concerns are different now. We worry a lot about security. It's a major emphasis of Federation, and we've recently taken steps to revise and enhance our security programs, and you're going to be hearing more about that in the coming days. Enhancements that, while, sorry, Patty, are more costly than in the past, they're going to provide crucial new benefits for the security professionals that protect us while we're in this building. But just as important are the programs that Federation and the JCC work on together, from monthly lunches for survivors that JFS is also involved in, to other joint programs to service the Jewish community. You know, it's crucial. It's really so important that our relationship remains strong. And we continue to explore new ways to work together on funding, on programming, and on security to benefit our entire community. And I'm going to speak on behalf of Miriam Abramovich, who's our wonderful CEO, for a second, and tell you that we at Federation look so forward to working with Patty and Mark and Sheryl and their team to provide even more in the future. And your continued help can only strengthen what the JCC and Federation are better able to accommodate together. And one final comment, and this is going to be a cheap plug, but I hope we see you all at the Federation's kickoff event on Wednesday, September 23rd, because you know what? When you help Federation, we help the JCC, and we all benefit, and that's what community is all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Blaine, and thank you to the Federation for all your work on safety and the JCC. It's a huge, huge commitment. So we look forward to all the ways we can work together in the future. Next, I would like to welcome JCC Board President Sheryl Schechter.
Do you have your pillows? Okay. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Wow. I say that because I had a tough time deciding what I wanted to talk about today. And after weeks, then days, and finally hours of procrastination avoidance and staring at my laptop, waiting for a clear thought to appear, it finally hit me. Relax. This is a report about the work of the board over the past year. This is easy stuff. And what a year it has been. Thanks to Patty and my fellow board members, this will be my third and final year as board president, assuming all goes well after this meeting. Last year, I spoke highly of this board, its members, and the care, commitment, and dedication they bring to the JCC. I talked about the willingness of each board member to give their time, talent, and expertise in service of this organization. Just when you think it couldn't get any better, surprise! This JCC board is made up of talented individuals who are always ready to use their skills and experience to support Patty and our staff so they can provide the very best experience possible for our members and our community. The board has always adapted to changing economic conditions and the evolving needs of our community while remaining focused on the mission of the JCC. But while we continue to meet today's challenges, we must keep our eyes on tomorrow. The capital campaign continues to build our endowment and strengthen our future. Our fitness center features the latest equipment. Our JRT continues to earn recognition and awards. our child care program, and Camp Centerland remain examples of excellence and are sources of pride for our whole community. Every day, this building provides a safe, welcoming space for children, family, and adults alike. One of my favorite moments coming to this building is waiting for the elevator doors to open to the Lippman Lounge on Mondays to see tables set up with very serious mahjong players. No one looks up. No one pays attention or notices anyone has entered the room. I love that. Again, can it get better? The JCC board believes it can. We are committed to finding new and innovative ways to share everything the organization has to offer with even more people. That requires meaningful discussion, thoughtful planning, and a continued focus on how we support the outstanding work Patty and our staff do every day while helping lead the agency into the future. This past year, the JCC, it was really Brittany, launched Board Source, an app that has streamlined communication and information sharing among board and committee members, respectively. As a result, board members can arrive at meetings better informed and prepared, allowing us to spend less time reviewing reports and more time engaging in meaningful discussions about strategic planning and the future of the JCC. There has also been a reinvigoration of staff volunteer committee work and increased collaboration between committees. Patty and I renewed the executive committee, bringing together officers, key senior staff, and key committee chairs for monthly discussions focused on growth, opportunity, and strategic direction. And yes, to borrow one of Patty's favorite words, we continue to look for opportunities. Those conversations help ensure that our board meetings focus not only where we are today, but on where we want to be tomorrow. To our staff, wherever you are, your board is not looking for problems. Your board does not believe it has all the answers. Your board sees itself as part of a team. We all want the same thing, to strengthen the JCC and serve this community to the very best of our ability. I want to close with a thought that many of my friends and colleagues have heard me say before. I am always searching for the win. The win isn't a silver lining that ignores a problem. It's not a platitude that distracts from disappointment or hardship. The win is what we've learned. The win is the foundation upon which solutions are built. The win is what allows us to move forward despite barriers and challenges. We don't know exactly what the future holds, but the real win is this community, the one we've built here, and the community we continue to build together. Each of us, staff, volunteer, board members, and supporters, is part of that community. Thank you, Federation and Foundation. We will find the win in challenges. Together, we will work through the challenges focused on that win. And that is something worth celebrating. Never forget that. Thank you. I'm sorry, I had a couple of additions just before we began. One last thing. Just last week, Patty, where are you? You're right here. Would you please stand? I know you're not happy with me, but please stand. I'm always happy. Okay. Just last week, the 12th annual Power 200 Women's List came out. This list highlights the women who are leaders of Western New York companies and organizations. Do you want to know who is on that list? Patty Simonson. Woo! Now, thank you.
Thank you, Sheryl. We are all certainly grateful for all of your leadership. And now I'd like to ask Sue Freed and Glenn Pincus to present our new trustee nominees. Brittany, did he get a script?
I thought we were taking turns. No, because we're going back and forth. Sorry to boss you around. Okay, thank you, Carrie. As co-chairs of the Governance Committee, Glenn and I are thrilled to announce 4 new trustee nominees, and we want to share a little bit about each one of them. First up, Jordan Balsam. Jordan, hi. So Jordan resides in East Amherst with his wife, Nikki, and 3 beautiful children, Murray, Penelope, and Benji. As a child, Jordan attended JCC Preschool, Camp Centerland, and Camp Lakeland. Long time ago. He left Buffalo in 1999 to go to Tufts University and worked professionally in Colorado, and I think there was a short stint in New York City. Returned to Buffalo in 2011, and we got him on the board in 2012. Didn't take long for us to find him. So Jordan was very active on our board for many years. He was chair of our finance committee. He was involved in our membership committee, probably on audit, probably on lots of different committees. Left our board after serving as 4 years as board treasurer. So last year, he and Nikki were chair of our 80th anniversary celebration, a beautiful event, and they're both passionate about the JCC. So their 3 kids have gone through our early childhood program. Youngest is still there, and attend Camp Centerland. So professionally, Jordan serves as president of his family business, Kenny Enterprises, a 3rd-generation carpet and flooring retailer with 7 locations. And Jordan, thank you for your presence at the JCC and your willingness to come back. So we're thrilled to have you. Okay, Glenn.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Glenn Pincus. I've been a board member for a few years, but I've been a JCC member for more than 40 years. And like many others, my kids grew up in this building, went through early childhood programs, went to camp, became counselors at the camp, and now my granddaughter is looking forward to her 2nd summer at Camp Centerland as well. This is a wonderful institution, and I can't speak more highly of it than that. It is my honor now to introduce the 2nd of our 4 nominees for the board, David Miller. And I can't see, if people haven't figured out,
It's right up here.
we are blinded up here by this one spotlight that's in our eyes. David was born in Brooklyn, which is the cradle of civilization, as we all know. I was also born in Brooklyn. And he was raised in Bronxville and Mamaroneck, New York. For those of you who aren't familiar with the New York City area, Bronxville is not in the Bronx. It is further north. It's a small village in Westchester, in Westchester County. David received his undergraduate degree in electrical engineering from Tufts University, as Jordan did also. So I think this is probably the appropriate time to mention that I also am a graduate of Tufts University. And if you want to know why you guys are here, that's what are the odds? We'll have to talk about that later. After Tufts, David went to UB School of Medicine, graduated in 1986, completed a residency in physical medicine and rehabilitation at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital in 1990, and spent most of his years, I understand, in a hospital-based practice. David is currently retired, a hobby of which he will tell you is his true calling, and one in which he claims to excel at. Lucky for us and for them, David met Kathy Schumann in 1985. And I was speaking with Kathy outside a little bit earlier about how much my granddaughter is looking forward to more artwork with her. Kathy and David married in 1987. They have 2 children, Hallie and Philip. And even luckier, they returned to Buffalo in 1993. They became JCC members that same year. Their children attended nursery school here and, of course, Camp Centerland. And thus they have also made the JCC a home away from home. They have been longtime supporters, and their family has been longtime supporters of the JCC. David, I'm looking forward to welcoming you to the board. Thank you very much.
Okay, our third nominee is Deborah Gross Weiner. Deborah, where are you? Okay. We're blind. Okay. Deborah's the daughter of the late Linda Silman and Gordon Groch, and the devoted stepdaughter of Gretchen Gross. She shares her life with husband Ken Weiner and is the proud mother of 3 adult children, Mickey of New York City, and Kyle and Jordan of Los Angeles. Deborah and Ken are breeders and owners of the Loves to Purr Bermans, a cat fancier association registered cattery. They proudly breed and show their award-winning Berman cats throughout the U.S. Centerland has always held a special place in Deborah's heart. She attended Centerland as a child. I think we have a theme here going. Her children as well. Her final year there was spent as a CIT in arts and crafts. Deborah's father, Gordon's gift to Gretchen of the Amanut building felt like a true full circle moment. Seeing Camp Centerland grow and thrive remains deeply important to Deborah as well as our whole community. More than 41 years ago, Deborah met Patty Simonson through Bill Grossman when she was unable to find an infant parent playgroup in Buffalo. Patty's encouragement and support helped them create a small group of parents with toddlers that began meeting at the Holland building, which was something that was very meaningful and lasting to those families. Deborah expresses her honor to follow in the footsteps of Gordon and Gretchen, serving on the JCC board and supporting this institution that has meant so much to her family. Thank you, Deborah, and we're excited to have you.
Our fourth nominee is Sean Shy Lewis. Shai is an award-winning executive advisor and strategist with more than 25 years of leadership across not-for-profit and for-profit and government and educational endeavors. As president of the SLC Advisory Group, he partners with boards and senior executives and other key stakeholders to guide various organizations through their growth, transition, through complex financial and operational challenges. He's recognized for balancing strategy, execution, and human emotion to give leadership teams the clarity, capacity, and diplomacy required to achieve. Those all sound like traits we could use on the board. As wonderful as Sherry said it is, we're looking forward to your expertise there. Shai began his career in urban and regional planning before moving into music and then into post-acute health care. He now focuses on business growth and transition. He's continued to invest in our community and in the next generations of business leaders as a facilitator and mentor with the University of Buffalo, or University at Buffalo, School of Management, and through service on a number of not-for-profit and community boards. Shai lives in Amherst with his wife Mahal and their 2 teen daughters, Sarah and Talia. The JCC of Greater Buffalo has been a considerable part of the Lewis family's Jewish life. Shai and his family have been members of the JCC for over 20 years, finding and helping provide activities that bring Israeli life to Buffalo at both this building and the Holland building. And because it's not enough that Shai and Mahal extend themselves, their eldest daughter, Sarah, has also now been a camp counselor for the last 2 years, I think, and looking forward to another one about to start. So welcome to the JCC board, Shai, as well as Jordan, and Deborah, and David. Thank you very much, everybody. In addition to introducing these 4 new members of the board, or 3 new and 1 returning member, Sue has some additional nominations now of members who are standing for re-election.
Thank you. One of our board members, Doug St. Cyr, he will be leaving our board. His term has ended, and Doug is not here tonight, but we'd like to thank him for his dedication and leadership over several years on the JCC board. He was very involved with our audit committee, chairing that, and he was on our finance committee. So thank you to Doug for his leadership here. So on behalf of the governance committee and the JCC board of trustees, I'm happy to present for membership vote Anne Marie Carasello for a second 3-year term as trustee, Deborah Goldman, Alyssa Strang, and Sabrina Reich for their first 3-year terms as trustee, and new trustee nominees Jordan, Deborah Grossweiner, Shai Lewis, and David Miller. And could everyone just stand, because it's hard to see y'all. Okay.
Thank you, Sue. These names will now go directly to a vote of the membership, so please show affirmation by raising your hand. Anne Marie Costello has been nominated for a new 3-year term as trustee. Deborah Goldman, Sabrina Reich, Alyssa Strang have been nominated for their first 3-year terms as trustees, and Jordan Bolsom, Debbie Gross-Weiner, Shai Lewis, and David Miller have been nominated. All in favor, please raise your hand. Any abstentions? Congratulations to all. Last but not least, I would like to welcome our CEO, Patty Simonson.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight. It means a great deal to me to see such a a nice crowd for this annual meeting. I want to begin by thanking Sheryl Schechter, Board President, our JCC Board of Trustees, JCC leadership team, staff, volunteers, donors, members, and community partners. Thank you to Federation President Blaine Schwartz and Foundation President Craig Small for your continued support and for our strong community partnership. The strength of the JCC has always come from the individuals in this room, our partners, and the many others who believe deeply in our mission. As I reflected on this past year, both personally and professionally, I realized just how important the JCC is, not only to me, but to our entire community. Its impact reaches so many of us, creating connection, support, and a true sense of belonging. When we talk about the impact of the JCC, we are really talking about people. In the past, I spoke about faces of the JCC and faces of the campaign. This year, I want to share faces of impact, a significant, lasting effect or impression on a person, because behind every impact, there is a program, scholarship, class renovation, and donation. There is a story. A child gaining confidence, a family finding support, an older adult finding connection, someone discovering that they truly belong here. And that is what the JCC has always been about, making impacts. The JCC across every stage in life. One of the things that makes the JCC so special is that we serve people across every stage of life. Every day in our early childhood center, children are learning, growing, building confidence, and preparing for the future through experiences that nurture not only academic development, but creativity, diversity, friendships, and joy. After School Kids Place gives children a safe and engaging environment where they can learn, explore, and simply be kids. At Camp Centerland, hundreds of campers spend their summer swimming, hiking, ziplining, singing, laughing, and creating lifelong memories and friendships. Our fitness and aquatics programs continue to bring together individuals of all ages and abilities in support of health and wellness. Through Jewish life programming, cultural arts, theater, and Aging Well initiatives, we are creating opportunities for learning, connection, and community every single day. And what ties all these things together is belonging, being part of an incredible community, bringing people together. People walk through our doors looking for many different things: childcare, wellness, friendships, support, culture, purpose, and what they often find is community. So let's talk about stories of impact. This year, there are several stories that truly capture what the JCC means to people. One of those stories is Aaron Blum's. Aaron first came to the JCC as a child to swim, attend camp, and experience the joy of being part of a community. He is a J kid, always will be, always has been. Today, he serves as an assistant director in our early childhood program, assistant director at Kids Place, and a member of the Camp Centerland staff team. So you ask, why is this so different? Aaron's journey has at times been challenging because he lives with apraxia. Apraxia is a motor speech disorder where messages from the brain have difficulty reaching the mouth, and as a result, speech is difficult to understand. It is characterized by inconsistent sound production and is considered to be a neurological disorder. At the JCC, he found people who believed in him, supported him, and recognized his strengths. Today, he is helping create that same sense of belonging for the next generation. Another powerful story this year came through our All for One Fund campaign. Many of you may know the North Forest Farm Stand across from the Benderson Family Building. What many people may not know is that the woman who runs it, Jen, is currently battling stage 4 cancer. This past summer, last year, thanks to donor generosity, her son Harry received a scholarship to Camp Centerland. For 8 weeks, he got to laugh, play, make friends, and simply enjoy being a child during a very difficult time for his family. And when we featured their story in our fall 2025 All for One appeal letter, 2 members of our community were so touched by it, they offered to pay for Henry to attend camp this summer as well at no cost to his family. That is impact. And then there are stories like Lynn Hirsch, who helped establish our early childhood program nearly 50 years ago and was among the first to donate to our Shaping Futures campaign. Or Sharon Sirota, our resident Mahjong instructor, who has dedicated more than 50 years to the JCC and whose family story is deeply intertwined with this institution. These stories remind us that the JCC is not simply a place for people to attend. It becomes part of our lives. The JCC's momentum and strength. Behind these stories is an organization that continues to grow stronger. This year marked our 5th consecutive year in growth of both membership and program participation. Membership revenue continues to strengthen, supported in part by the successful completion of renovations at both our Benderson and Holland fitness centers. These improvements have enhanced the overall member experience, attracting new members while encouraging existing members to remain engaged and active within our community. The upgraded facilities reflect our ongoing commitment to providing welcoming, modern spaces that support health, wellness, and connection for individuals and families across the community. Our early childhood program reached a historic milestone this year, recording more than 63,000 child days, the highest level in our history. This achievement reflects the continued trust that families place in our program and the dedication of our exceptional staff, who provide a loving, nurturing, and enriching environment for every child. The program's growth highlights both the increasing demand for high-quality early childhood education and the important role the JCC plays in supporting young families throughout our community. Camp Centerland, an American Camping Association accredited camp, welcomed more than 600 children this past summer, continuing its tradition of providing meaningful experiences, lasting friendships, and a strong sense of community for campers and families alike. In recognition of its outstanding programming and impact, Camp Centerland was named by Newsweek magazine as one of America's top 200 best summer day camps, and the only camp in Western New York to receive this distinction. This honor reflects the dedication of our camp staff and the exceptional experience Camp Centerland provides year after year. Our Jewish Repertory Theater continued its strong momentum, surpassing 400 season subscriptions for the 4th consecutive year. This sustained effort reflects the growing enthusiasm for high-quality performances and cultural programming the theater brings to our community. At the same time, recent theater renovations have significantly enhanced the experience for both audiences and performers alike, creating a more welcoming, comfortable, and dynamic environment that will support the continued growth and success of the program for years to come. And to top it off, this year the JRT was nominated for a record 12 Artie Awards, something to be very proud of. I am pleased to announce that JRT won Outstanding Direction of a Play for Kyle LeConte for her direction of Sheltered. Thanks to the generosity of grants and donor support, we continue to strengthen programs that improve quality of life for so many throughout our community. From rock-steady boxing for individuals living with Parkinson's disease to essential services that support Holocaust survivors. These programs reflect the JCC's commitment to caring for people at every stage of life and ensuring that those who need connection, support, and dignity are never overlooked. We are proud of this momentum, but even more importantly, we are proud that this growth is allowing us to deepen our impact. As our programs continue to expand and evolve, so does our ability to serve the community in meaningful and lasting ways. Shaping Futures campaign. This past year also marked exciting progress in the Shaping Futures Capital campaign. Since launching the campaign during our 80th anniversary celebration, more than 80 individuals, families, and community partners have committed to over $2.1 million towards our $7 million goal. With the generous Benderson family match, that total now exceeds $4.3 million, bringing us approximately to 64% of the way towards achieving our goal. But this campaign is far more than facilities or equipment. It is about creating welcoming spaces that inspire health, belonging, learning, and connection for generations to come. Each investment in the campaign helps ensure that the JCC can continue serving as a vibrant center for community life, supporting individuals and families of all ages in meaningful and lasting ways. We are also incredibly honored that this year to receive a transformational gift from the Gordon and Gretchen Gross family estate, continuing a legacy of leadership, philanthropy, and deep commitment to Jewish community life. Their extraordinary generosity will help shape the future for the JCC for years to come. Every gift to this campaign, regardless of size, reflects a shared belief in the future of the JCC and in the enduring strength of our community. Before I close, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our extraordinary staff. Every day they bring compassion, professionalism, creativity, and a heart to their work, and they are the reason our mission comes to life in such meaningful ways. Their dedication and commitment are felt throughout every program, every interaction, and every corner of our organization, and I am thankful that they are part of the JCC team. I also want to thank our members, donors, volunteers, and community partners who continue to invest in this organization. Your support strengthens not only the JCC, but the entire community we are privileged to serve. The JCC has always been more than a building. It is a place where people find friendship, support, strength, identity, care, and community. It is where connections are formed, traditions are celebrated, and lives are enriched every single day. Together, we are ensuring that future generations will continue to find those same opportunities, relationships, and sense of belonging here for many years. Thank you for believing in the JCC mission to be the town square for building and strengthening the Jewish and Western New York communities by providing recreational, educational, cultural, and social programs and services consistent with Jewish values. Most importantly, thank you for believing in one another and for helping us continue shaping futures together. I am honored and deeply grateful to be leading this JCC. Thank you, everyone, and now I'd like to turn this back over to Carrie.
Thank you, Patty, for that report. What a year. And a beautiful slideshow highlighting the incredible faces of the impact we've had here. It's been a pleasure to see how much we've accomplished, and I know the JCC will continue to do just that. And now for the exciting stuff. Not that wasn't, sorry. The last item on our agenda is the Ralph Kushner Community Service Award, which I will ask Risa Kulik to be presenting. Let's see, sorry, dark. So please welcome Risa.
Hi, everybody. It was such a wow report from Patty. Just amazing, amazing. The Ralph Kushner Volunteer Service Award was established in 1998 and named after Ralph Kushner, a longtime community volunteer coordinator. It is given to a community member who demonstrates exemplary volunteer community leadership. This evening's recipient is Rion Kweller, an excellent example of these values. Rion grew up in quiet Springfield, Massachusetts. At 18, he left for Brandeis University, and he says he never went back. He graduated cum laude with a degree in psychology from Brandeis. Rather than jump straight into his next educational endeavor, Rion took a year off and worked in a psychiatric hospital and waited tables to make ends meet. He was accepted into a PhD program at Bowling Green University in Ohio. During his doctoral work, Rion met his wife, Julie, at a Jewish singles group in nearby Toledo. Rion and Julie moved to Buffalo for part of his doctoral coursework at ECMC. They originally planned to move closer to their families out of state. However, the economy and the beauty of Buffalo kept them here. This This community where they would put down their roots is where they decided to call home. They have two sons, Benjamin, who lives with his wife and 3-year-old daughter in Cleveland, and Matthew, who lives in Long Island with his wife, a 4-year-old, and a 16-month-old. So with that in mind, Ryan and Julie travel a lot to see their kids and grandkids. Ryan's also written several op-eds for the Buffalo News My View and for the Western New York Family magazine. Community involvement has always been an important part of Ryan and Julie's lives. When they arrived in Buffalo, they did the temple hop, shopping for the right synagogue for their family. They landed at Shir Shalom, and at the time, of course, it was called Beth Am. The Kweller family's relationship with the JCC is long indeed. Both of their sons are early childhood, Camp Centerland, and Camp Lakeland alumni. Do you see a theme running through here? Thus, the entire Kweller family established lifelong friends and relationships with their JCC family. Ryan was recruited by his respected mentor, Shep Goldberg, to serve on the Psychiatric Advisory Committee. He lent his expertise to Jewish Family Services for 25 years, retiring from JFS board in 2025. Ryan joined the JCC board in 2016. He was a member of the Personnel Committee, and he now is chair of that committee. He's also a vice president since 2020 of our JCC board and currently serves on our executive committee. Ryan joined the board of Foundation for Jewish Philanthropies this past year, where he serves on the scholarship committee. Regarding all of his board experience, Ryan says he likes being able to use both personal and professional experience when offering input. And those who know him know that Ryan's thoughtful interaction as a board member always focuses on the person. Ryan and Julie have chosen to become involved in the JCC because their values are consistent with those of the JCC, being community, diversity, and welcoming to all. This year, Ryan and Julie established the Kweller Family Fund to provide scholarships to JCC employees for ongoing education, giving our staff more opportunity to advance and enhance their careers while doing the valuable work that they do here at the J. Congratulations, Mazel Tov to you, Ryan. And a tree has been planted in Camp Centerland to mark this occasion. Ryan, would you come up?
Thank you.
Mazel tov to you.
Thank you.
In my work, I'm mostly behind the scenes. I'm a psychologist in private practice, so I ask people questions an awful lot of the time, trying to help them figure out what direction they want their lives to go in and how to solve life's problems. It's a little bit daunting to be here in front of all of you, being the speaker and being the focus of all of this attention, but I'll take it. As Risa said, Julie and I came here in 1984 for an internship in psychology at ECMC. Our goal was to stay the year and then to head back to Massachusetts, where I'm from, and go back to a life in New England that I was most used to. However, when that time came about, the jobs that were being offered to me in Western Massachusetts or in Boston area were about the same salary as what was being offered here in Buffalo, but the cost of living here in Buffalo was much more affordable. So we decided to stay, but we weren't sure how long we were going to stay. But after a while, we bought a house, we had a kid, had another kid, bought another house, got a dog, and I had a private practice. And so here we are, and we have a life. When we first came to Buffalo, Julie is a preschool teacher, and she interviewed with Barbara Redden for her very first job. That was 42 years ago. So we've been around for a while, and we intend to stay here for quite some time, I hope. Listening to what everyone has said about the J today doesn't leave a whole lot else to say without being repetitive. When I first joined the board, I could say that I was very intimidated by all of the esteemed community members that were on the board. There are all these names that I had heard about, and they were there offering input and everything else. I'm less intimidated now after 9 years, but I am impressed with people's dedication, people's wisdom in what they have to offer, and in their determination to make the JCC and the Buffalo Jewish community a better place for everyone to live. When we're talking about why JCC, why would I spend my time here, I think it was mentioned by Risa and by some other people about the things about the JCC that make it worthwhile. But all we need to do is take a look at the JCC and come to some understanding about what that's about. The J is the Jewish part. Where can we find Jewish cultural programming like JRT, the book fair, the film festival, except here at the J, which is wonderful. The next part is the C for community. In this community, we see people at the J with all kinds of backgrounds, young, old, all kind of different nationalities, and it really feels like a community. It feels like a Jewish community and a greater Buffalo community. And then the last part is it's a center. We see day and night that people are here, that is a hub of activity, and it's the kind of place that people want to be. In terms of my dedicating my time, I want to be at a place where people want to be, and I want to contribute to an organization that fosters that kind of feeling good. And so I'm happy to commit my time on the JCC board, on the executive committee, on the governance committee, and on, I don't know, Personnel committee, right? I'm the chair of the personnel committee. I'm happy to do all of that. Keeps me out of trouble, number one, but it's an organization that is well worth my time, and I'm happy to be here. So again, I'm very thankful for the nomination and the honor of being the Ralph Kushner awardee this year. And I look forward to many more years helping the JCC with my time, my efforts, and hopefully my helpful input. Thank you very much.
Happy to present you with your certificate.
Oh boy, thank you.
The Ralph Kushner Community Service Award. A tree has been planted in your honor at Camp Centerland on the Irving Schumann Campground. Then your name, and then today's date, just in case.
I forgot who I was and when it was. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Risa, and thank you, Ryan. What an honor. So another really exciting part, I will conclude the meeting. This ends our 2026 annual meeting, but I will ask the board members to hang back. There is cake outside, and thank you all for attending.